Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another stale movie review. Today we're going to be talking about the Transfiguration. Really quick though, I want to shout out one of my patrons, Scuba Steve, for your suggestion to watch this movie. Scuba Steve is creepy royalty, so if you watched my little Patreon update video yesterday, one of the perks to being creepy royalty is you get to decide one of my videos once a month, and this is what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to watch the Transfiguration. Speaking of creepy patron peeps, I want to say a quick thank you to all of them for your support of my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can either follow that link in the description or you can watch yesterday's video. When troubled teen Milo, who has a fascination with vampire lore, meets the equally alienated Sophie, the two form a bond that begins to blur Milo's fantasy into reality. I really liked the kind of slice of life feel this movie had. We'll just say right off the bat, it's one of those movies that not everyone's gonna like. Not a whole lot happens. Like, there's no like huge build up into this great conflict and things like that. It stays very like one note for most of the movie. I liked it. It felt like, you know, you were just kind of peeking in on a real story that actually happened, that sort of thing. And I really liked, sorry, I'm looking at his name, Eric Ruffin, who played Milo. I think he did an awesome job. Not easy to sell a movie like this and keep people interested, especially when it's, you know, very slow burning with no huge payoff. So I think he did a great job at that. Speaking of Milo, I also kind of like the conflict in the movie, at least the way I interpreted it. At least the way I interpreted it. I feel like it's very up in the air whether Milo is actually a vampire or he is very seriously mentally disturbed. And I feel like the movie works both ways however you watch it. I love movies like that. Like, you can take it the supernatural route, interpret it like he's been turned into a vampire mysteriously and we're just kind of peeking in on, you know, his life and how he deals with that. Or you can read it as he is a very mentally disturbed boy that isn't getting the proper help that he needs, and this is what plays out. Despite that, this isn't really a film that I would go back and watch many more times, despite it being really well made, just because it does tend to drag a little bit, as it is kind of like this slice of life kind of thing. It's very realistic, you know, there's a lot of realism to the movie. There's also a distinct lack of soundtrack in this movie. It's the use of music is very minimal in the film, and that makes the movie feel way longer than it actually is. So it's definitely, despite it being really good, it's not something that I'm gonna go back and watch a million more times, like maybe one or two more times, but that's about it. There's one kind of problem I had with this movie. I know this is a stale movie review, but it's still kind of new and not everyone may have seen this. So if you don't want anything spoiled, just mute the video until you see the text tell you to unmute it. So one thing I kind of had a problem with the plot is Milo's plan. So basically, no matter how you interpret the movie, Milo believes he is a vampire, and he believes that he cannot kill himself. Like, it is impossible for vampires to kill themselves. Like, it's just instinctually they can't because their body wants them to survive or something. So Milo comes up with this very elaborate plan to get himself killed. He lives in a very bad neighborhood, and he's got, like, you know, there's like these kind of, I think they're meant to be teenagers, maybe a little bit older. They're kind of like the gang of the neighborhood, I guess you could say. He comes up with this elaborate plan to make this gang angry and to get himself killed because he believes that's the only way to end his life. I feel like I don't know if the movie works without Sophie. And obviously there's no way Milo would have known he was gonna meet Sophie because she just comes into town when she meets Milo. Like, did he want to end his life like that before he met Sophie? Or maybe, you know, like, since he kind of developed this romance with Sophie, he felt bad about him potentially being a vampire and wanted to end it that way. Sophie is a part of the plan, kind of. So I wonder what would have happened had, like, how it would have played out if Sophie wasn't there, or if it would have played out at all if Sophie wasn't involved in the movie, which kind of makes it weird because, like, Sophie just comes into town in the movie, so it's like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, it would be different if it was established in the movie that Sophie was like his friend for a long time or something like that, so then his premeditated plan would have made a little bit more sense. Anyways, was the Transfiguration worth it? Yes and no. This is gonna kind of be like my review of Annihilation. I feel like some people are gonna like it, some people are not. It's definitely not for everybody. I know a lot of you guys do not like the slow burn movies, even when there is a big payoff at the end. And this one does not really have any big exciting payoff at the end. It stays very one note through the whole movie for the most part. So if you don't like that sort of thing, you're probably not gonna enjoy this. I'm just putting that out there. That being said, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5. Yeah, I think it was well made, but I just had that problem with the plot that I talked about that maybe you heard or didn't hear because you muted it. I don't know about it. On IMDb, it has a 5.9 out of 10, and on Rotten Tomatoes, it has an 85% critic score and a 51% audience score. If you want to check out The Transfiguration, you can watch it on Amazon Video. I'll leave an affiliate link to the movie in the description box. There's no pressure to use that link, but if you do use it, it helps out the channel. Right, so if you've seen The Transfiguration, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about it, and thank you so much to Scuba Steve for recommending such an interesting movie for me to watch. Great suggestion. As always, you can find me at all the normal social media places. The links to those are in the description box. You can also find me on my blog at nightmaremaven.com, on patreon.com/nightmaremaven if you want to check that out and support the channel, and on morbidlybeautiful.com as a contributing writer, as well as their YouTube page also. I put videos out on there too. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a creepy peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!